help and advice for first-time taxpayers. To pay income taxes is one thing that everyone needs to deal sooner or later, although plenty of people like to behave like they don't exist until they have their first job. Anyone who has ever worked actually can see how much money is being taken out of their salary every week or month, and it usually appears like there is too much going to the government and not enough going into our wallets. Many of us turn out to be tax protesters as they get older because that's when they could see how much cash the government is taking from them regularly. Whether or not you agree with the present tax system, you are eventually going to have to pay into it each time you receive a check from your employer. A general guide for first-time taxpayers is sometimes required to make sure that everything is done properly. The first question you may ask yourself is, do you need to pay tax? There are different tax brackets for different levels of income, and the people who are on the bottom of the totem pole generally don't have to pay much in taxes at all. In fact, with a standard deduction of over $5,000, most families can get away without having to file a tax form. The one thing that you need to remember when it comes to taxes is that your salary is not the only taxable income that you may be taking home every year. If you have bonds, stocks or other investments, you may need to file capital gains taxes as well. Make sure that you check all of your sources of income to see if you should be paying taxes. Once you realize whether or not you need to pay taxes, you will then need to go about the actual process of paying those taxes. You can go online or offline to file your taxes these days, or you can get the help of a tax specialist to make sure that you send in the right amount. Most people would probably be better suited to hire a professional for the first time around because not many people have the ability to understand everything that is going on in the tax form right away. Also, you do not want to end up paying more than you have to on a yearly basis, and a tax specialist is the right kind of person to make sure that you don't end up throwing too much money at the government. If you decide to file your taxes on your own, then you should probably do it online, although a tax professional would definitely be a good help if you run into any problems. Some people think that they can do everything on their own. When you file your taxes online, you will notice that the process is actually rather easy. There are plenty of helpful cues to let you know what you need to do on each part of the form. Whether or not you decide to get some help from a tax specialist is up to you, but you really need to make sure that you actually pay them on time. You could be facing a large fine if you do not pay your taxes when they are due, so you need to make sure that you get a tax specialist to help you now if you are going to need some help with your taxes in the near future.